It's the book of Luke 21 and verse 10. Then said he unto them, Nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. Luke 21 verse 9. But when you shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but it is not yet. Slocky. Shalom, first and foremost. I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakar Kadash, and the Heavenly Father. True name is Yahweh, and his unbegotten Son, Bahashem, in the name of Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai. Those are the true names in ancient Paleo Hebrew, Lashon Gadashon tongue. And I say Barakathon to the elders and apostles, Wa'akim, Wa'akwaf, and I say Shalom. And this is a sit-down lesson of the earthquakes. Slocky. And this is a news article I meant to say of, as we've been seeing, the protests have been increasing over there in Iran. The tensions have been heating up between, the Israel Defense Force versus Iran's World 2 as Trump signals of a potential saying help is on the way. He backs the protesters over there in Iran. Now, it's a report that just came out, and I believe you had Trump was signing some executive orders. I believe he had today at the White House, and he made that announcement saying that he got a word that was saying that it seemed like the officials over there in Iran seemed like they might stop doing unaliving executions on citizens of protests over there in Iran. So I don't know if that's true or not, but we still gonna be seeing, rising tensions heating up between Iran and the United States, especially the supreme leader of Iran versus the president of the United States. Especially the ongoing tensions only going to escalate between the Israel Defense Force and Iran as well too. As we see that over there in the Middle East, especially over there in Syria, he's still going to have, especially pro-Iranian groups. They still going to be going against the Israel Defense Force as well too over in Western Asia, which is modern day Middle East, which is really Western Asia. So I just want to add a sad note to that. And this is a news article from RT.com as of January 14th, 2026. Reads from Home of World News from RT.com. It says U.S. attack on Iran is imminent, Reuters reports. President Donald Trump has repeatedly threatened to launch military strikes against the country, amiding ongoing massive protests there. A U.S. military attack on Iran is imminent and could come in within mere hours, Reuters has claimed, citing anonymous sources. In recent days, President Donald Trump has issued several threats against the Islamic Republic, which had been crippled by riots since late December. The unrest broke out amid soaring inflation and sharp deflation of the Iranian real. It says Tehran has blamed discrete violence, which have allegedly result in hundreds of deaths, hundreds of unalivings on U.S. and Israel. It says on Wednesday, Reuters quoted an unnamed Western military official was saying that all these signals are that the U.S. attack is imminent. The anonymous source, however, reportedly added that this administration behaves to keep everyone's on their toes, with the unpredictable being part of the strategy. And according to the outlet, which cited that two unnamed European officials, the U.S. military interventions could come in the next 24 hours. We were similarly quoted the unnamed Israeli officials as suggesting that Trump appears to have decided in favor of attacking Iran, though the scope of the potential military action remains unclear. It says Reuters also reported that the U.S. was evacuating some of its military personnel from bases in the Middle East in case of a retaliation strike from Iran. On Tuesday, Trump called on Iranian protesters to seize control of state institutes, as he proclaimed earlier that help is on the way. Earlier this week, the U.S. president stated that his administration's Yo, what's up, Jamario? Yo, day at school was good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up. It's cool. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, even more colder. Yeah, it's so, yeah, I see Patrick out there. Yeah. Patrick out here cleaning those steps. He said it's cold out here. Yeah, that shit cold. Yeah, so it is. I seen that shit. Yeah. Well, they ain't the first round off and so. Yeah, true. Next time I have a patch on my face. Right. They got them hats you put on my face. Yeah. The hats go with the hole in. Mm-hmm. Don't be got this check like that. Yeah, hope not either. Yeah. It's cold out there. Yeah. Yeah. It says earlier this week, the U.S. president stated that the administration was looking at some option, looking at some. It says on Monday, the U.S. State Department urged that all American citizens in Iran to leave or immediately. The country immediately, I would say. That same day, Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Ghalasi stated that while Iran does not seek a military cooperation with the U.S., it is prepared for war. The diplomatic, however, noted that Tehran is also preparing for negotiations with Washington as long as they are fair and honorable and from equal positions. This is a. You got your phone right there? Got your phone out there, Sean? No, I'm gonna get it out of there. Yeah, go out there. Oh no, I'm good. Luke 21 and verse 10, it says, then say he unto them, nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. Right, so that's what we're seeing, nation will rise against nation, as tensions are heating up with the Iranian situation with the protests. Now, as I mentioned again a couple minutes ago, Trump got a word from that, potentially, if it's true or not, that the executions of Iranians, of protesters over there, it seemed like it might gonna stop. But most likely, that's not going to stop the protests increasing over there in that area. So you're still going to have tensions heating up between Iran and Israel Defense Force. You're still going to have some tension between the president of Iran. The president of the United States and the supreme leader of Iran as well too. Despite the fact he had got that word that potentially the executions is going to stop from the rioters that's protesting against the protesters, you know. And this is Luke 21, verse 25. And there shall be signs in the sun, and the moon, and the stars upon the earth. Discretion of nations will perplex you as one. Right, so we still going to be seeing the rising protesters heating up over there in Iran. And we're going to be seeing the increasing distress of nations will perplex you as one, right along with the signs of the sun, and the moon, and the stars. And upon the earth, distress of nations will perplex you as one that Yahushua spoke about. So with that, hopefully this news article was edifying, as we've been seeing for the past couple of weeks. You know, tensions been heating up over there in Iran with the protesters, and then we've been seeing the tensions are heating up between the United States and versus Iran as well too. As it says again, as of January 14th, 2026, it reads, U.S. attacks on Iran imminent, Reuters reports. So with that, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Kakadash, and the Heavenly Father. The true name is Yahweh, and His unbegotten Son, Ba'Shem, in the name of Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai. Those are the true names in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, Lashon tongue. And I say Barakatham to the elders and apostles, wa Akim wa Akwath. Until next time, I would say Shalom.